It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Bears and the Raiders, and it's coming up next.
NFL football has come to Southern Nevada as we are in the menacing new Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Las Vegas Raiders. And off we go from Las Vegas. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. For the first time, here comes the Chicago Bear offense, led out by the veteran in his first season in Chicago, but 11th overall, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton.
I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Play fake. Here's Dalton. And his first look is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
2nd and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery. And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a 2nd straight loss. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders getting ready to go to work for the first time, and they're led by their quarterback in his 8th season now in silver and black, Derek Carr.
And the rumors were pretty strong. The teams asked about him in the offseason. But for once, got a pretty firm not available from the Raiders. Now in his 8th season as a Raider, still yet to appear in a playoff game. But last year, really solid numbers again. A 3rd straight 4,000-yard campaign, 27 touchdowns, just 9 interceptions, and the highest analytical rating of his career. Derek Carr is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. They'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down. Derek Carr, very precise thrower of the football. What's the game plan for going up against him? Yeah, it used to be take away the short stuff, I know, but he's more than a dink and dunker, right?
And you are right about that. Great analysis of him because he has evolved as a thrower. Now he can push the ball downfield, but still, the number one things you want to take away, short passes, intermediate passes. So sharp, precise, and accurate, you got to sit on those routes in order to cause him problems.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw is Carr.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off near the 32. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Good job, bring it. Good job over there, baby. Let's go. Do this.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Man open is Robinson. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, 41 yards.
And the Bears are on the board first here in Vegas.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Now to return it, here's Kenyon Drake.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The 3-0 Raiders taking the field again here, Charles. First time since the Super Bowl year 2002 that they can say that. Wins over Baltimore and Pittsburgh weeks 1 and 2, and then you called their week 3 game a close one, 31-28 victory over Miami. So that's 3 consecutive wins to start the year over teams that all won 10 or more games last year. That actually has never been done before in NFL history. What did you see from the Raiders, and what do you think of this team, Charles?
I like them a lot because they've won a variety of ways. Look, they've opened their new building with fans, right? This is the second year in their new home stadium, but the first one with fans, and the first 2 games both went to overtime. So they like hanging out with their people, and they like the atmosphere, and they find ways to win. The second part is how the defense is played. Most of it has been pass rush and allowed the back 7 just to play coverage. And they didn't have that at all last year. Remember, they had 21 sacks on the season. They're really getting after the quarterback in this one. So I love the overall package. Their general manager said before the season, we should be a playoff team. And I'm not sure how many people believed him. Many people are starting to believe now, Brandon.
They go to L.A. to take on the Chargers next, and then a home date with the Bears following that.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
On first down, Carr.
Completes this out left to Ruggs.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas, the homestanding Raiders with a football here. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Carr to throw. Got his connection complete to Ruggs. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 11 yards for number 11.
All right, let's just go and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. Carr, a handoff here to Drake. Alec Ogletree in on the stop.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second down and 7. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And there's a typical run by Josh Jacobs, one where as a defender, you have to make a decision about how you approach him because he's awfully physical with the ball in his hands. 12 touchdowns on the ground last year after 7 as a rookie, and he was a 1,000-yard rusher in each of his first 2 seasons. Wouldn't surprise me, with enough touches, he could easily crack the 1,500-yard mark.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They run it with Jacobs. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is really throwing around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
No tight end had more catches in 2020 than Darren Waller with 107. The 3rd most by a tight end in history. Maybe we should just take the label off and call him an outstanding receiver.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there. Touchdown Raiders! Kenyon Drake from 21 yards away. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have. You absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive, they've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Bears offense heading out now, Charles. And, you know, for weeks we've heard Bears fans and pundits alike calling for Justin Fields to be the starter. Well, with Andy Dalton now with a knee injury, Fields got the Week 3 start. Sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for, and you certainly can't pin it all on Justin Fields, but it was not the first NFL start that he had envisioned.
So you called me a pundit? Am I a pundit now? Because you're exactly right. I was one of them. I thought he should have started from game 1, but you nailed it. A rough debut, to say the least. 6 of 20, 68 yards through the air, but he was sacked 9 times for a loss of 67 yards. That means it's 1 net yard passing for the game. And, of course, they couldn't run the ball well at all either. Only 47 total yards on offense for the day compared to Cleveland's 418. They're hoping they can get back to 500 this week against the Lions. And then a really tough stretch. At Las Vegas, home to Green Bay, at Tampa, home to San Francisco. Whatever problems they're having on offense, they better figure them out in a hurry.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Comes to Montgomery, and he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the second time. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack.
Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Another try after the 1st down sack. Carr. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Gardner took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on third.
Could play an exotic coverage.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Back deep, Damiere Byrd. Oh, what a move. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bears take over.
The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Robinson. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From just shy of midfield, Dalton.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Dalton, 1st and 10.
He'll get this underneath to Montgomery.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Chicago. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, we get a look at their numbers on the ground in that first half, as they'll be looking to rev things up here in a tie ball game.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. On the return comes Drake.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Working from the gun, it's Carr. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
He's going to air one out. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Now Carr. And that'll be checked down to Drake. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that's going to make it fourth down.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch, gets his feet down, sets up a fourth down and short situation. But I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the first down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver is taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
2nd and 7. Here's Dalton. And that's incomplete. Cole Kmet, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And firing a deep ball for Kmet. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, it's Carr. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, hey, partner, in Week 3 of the NFL, special teams was a big storyline. How about Justin Tucker? NFL record 66-yarder as time expired. The Ravens beat the Lions. And then the Lions' former kicker, Matt Prater, now with the Cardinals, he tried a 68-yarder at the end of the first half. It came up short. And how about Jamal Agnew? A 109-yard return on the field goal miss. That tied an NFL record.
Yeah, tied a record set previously by Cordero Patterson and Antonio Cromartie, and let's face it, it can't be broken, right? You can't go any farther than 109 because 110 means you're over the end line. But Matt Prater, he held the NFL record at 64 yards before Tucker broke it in the ball game this week. And how about him trying that one? I mean, and then, of course, here comes the return because you got big guys on the field trying to block, and they can't tackle in the open field. I'll just leave it with this. Justin Tucker missed a 65-yarder in warm-ups, but when the game was on the line, the adrenaline was there. Arguably the best kicker in football, even though he got a little help from the post, got it done. What a dramatic ending.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And Brian Edwards, the third of 3 high draft picks the Raiders used on receivers last year, if you count Lynn Bowden. They got him in the 3rd round out of South Carolina. A big, strong, physical receiver. They expect more catches like the one we just saw there.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. And Waller taking it in over the middle. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Right there.
6-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 4. The Bears 13-yard line.
Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
You say Khalil Mack and offensive coordinators get very, very nervous, and there's another example of exactly why. 9 sacks in 2020. He's been named to 6 consecutive Pro Bowls and been an All-Pro in 2 of the previous 3 seasons in Chicago.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. To throw, it's Carr. That is caught at the 7. Touchdown! Josh Jacobs, 27 yards, and the Raiders have taken the lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Carlson now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it winds up at 6 points for the Raiders. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From the 27, Dalton. That'll be taken in by Damiere Byrd. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Robinson. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 veterans there, Dalton to Robinson for the Bears' 1st down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Another chance for Dalton. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Damian Williams, the man he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Dalton. Right back to Williams, and this time he's got it. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Here's Dalton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Throw. That's caught by Waller out left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they take a knee. Second and 11. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Yeah, that's on the rookie first-round pick, Alex Leatherwood. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they can pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you said baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.